Hey everybody, how's it going? Octopus here and welcome back to Union Cross. A couple updates, a high score challenge, and also there's something going on with the high score challenge that really made me laugh. But let's go over all the updates and we'll start with the VIP upgrade quest. Basically for this week's VIP, we don't have that really good VIP, the one we had last week, which you can farm a bunch of evolved medals, everything in one quest. Instead, we have them all separate in all these quests. It's good for people who haven't passed it. I think for the first time doing all these quests, you get 30 jewels. But it's not that bad to buy VIP this week because you get a total of 4,400 jewels and you get the illustrated Halloween Sora. Plus all these quests here. Again guys, if you're new and you don't want to log in every day to farm, you guys should farm this quest or these quests as much as you can. It's better to wait for the one we had last week because that VIP was a lot better, but you still get 4,400 jewels and a free medal with it. Usually there's nothing and just VIP quests. So VIP during this week is actually really good, and also it's part of the high score challenge. We got daily jewels back. It doesn't say that it's permanent. It just says, hey, from this time to this time. I'm still waiting for the day we log in and it says daily jewels are permanent. And then I'll be like, I love you. But at the moment I'll be like, I kind of love you. You know, we're still building our relationship, Cena. But either way, we get 1,400 jewels this week and magic mirrors, which is really good on my parts or anybody's part. That's great. Now just make it permanent, like I said. And like I said before too, the illustrated sword, if you bought last week, you have 4 copies. This week, you have 4 copies. Do not put them together because you can have different copies with different traits on them. Not different traits, sorry, different skills for the high score challenge. So you can have one sword with defense boost, another sword with poison plus, so on and so on. Whatever you guys want to do, or poison, or paralysis, or sleep. Use the basic stuff. Just so you have different choices. Instead of fusing them all together and only keeping like 3 copies, have all 8 copies. You never know how many times you have to switch around skills to get a better score in the high score challenge. So if you are buying VIP, let's go to the high score challenge and let's talk about it. So high score challenge, make Aladdin and Genie and Aladdin and Boo yours. So I jumped the gun when I talked about the Oogie Boogie one. Oogie Boogie should be the next high score challenge. I totally forgot about the Aladdin high score challenge, which is next in line. You know, if Cena decides to follow the order. But since they are, it happened, the Aladdin high score challenge. I was just really hoping for the Oogie Boogie one. But that gives me incentive not to use too many jewels on this high score challenge because I really want to do the Oogie Boogie one. But this high score challenge has 2 really good medals, guys. The Aladdin and Genie and Aladdin and Boo are really, really good, actually. Now, the Aladdin and Genie is, well, you guys can see from here. So they're both upright, one's speed, one's magic. But the best one is obviously the one with Genie, because Genie raises your power and magic. Why'd I say it so weird? Your power and magic base strength by 2 tiers for 2 turns. So if you do make a really high, I guess, actually I'll check out the rewards after. But either way, even if you don't get extra attack on this, it is still on turn 2 a 4 times buff, which is really good, and it only costs 2 gauges of SP, which is really, really good. Only issue with these medals is that they're single target, but that's not a big deal when you're just using them to buff your nuke medal. So these are really good for buffs, like extremely good. And if we get multiple copies for getting high in the high score challenge, we get the chance of getting extra attack on them. The medals themselves, I haven't looked it up. I'm really sorry, guys. I usually do look it up, but I don't know what the medals multipliers are. You know what? I hate leaving information not on the floor there. Not on the floor, not on the table. So I'm going to look them up really quick. Aladdin. Let's check this out. Aladdin and Genie. Here we go. Aladdin and Genie's multiplier starts off at 3.4. It's a tier 4, guys, not a tier 5. But it starts out with a 3.4, so that's a pretty good multiplier. That's not bad at all. And the other one, the Aladdin and Abu, we're looking at, let's see. Aladdin and Abu has a 3.00 multiplier. It says it doesn't show the bonus for some reason. It doesn't show the bonus on this. That's weird. Let's see. There we go. To tier 3. I could just look in game, but I just wanted to look there. So the multipliers aren't that bad. They're not super strong, but they're pretty strong for buffing medals. Usually utility medals are low. Like if you guys look at nominations of 1 point something on our own, but obviously that doesn't matter. Nami is a bad example. But when you look at buff medals, they're usually not having a high multiplier, depending on which one. Like Roxas actually has a high multiplier. The illustrated Roxas, or the one we just got right now, that actually has a high multiplier. So the multiplier is actually pretty average. It's not crazy good, but it's also it's decent. It's above average. So these 2 are just really good medals to have, guys. buffers are always welcome, especially a speed buffer. I know it's power and speed, but there's a speed buffer by 2 tiers for 1 turn. Really exciting. If you guys don't have the chance of getting the Kingdom Hearts 2 Kairi, the upright speed one, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. You guys actually have a chance now without trying to do a bunch of pulls for a tier 2. So it's actually worth the fight for this one, because again, if you get multiple copies, you guys get the extra attack on it, and if you get extra attack by turn 2, you'll have, for the genie one, you'll have a ×8 buff, but you only need ×7. ×7 is the highest we can go, but if you do get it on turn 1, you can have a ×4 buff, and on turn 2, you can have ×7, which is the max. For the other one, it's a ×4 for speed. So either way, ×4 for speed for getting Aladdin Naboo is really, really good. So we'll look into it, see how to get it, but here's the part that made me laugh. This is the part that I was like, are you guys really that desperate? So, event details. The goal of the high score challenge, we all know this. I don't have to read all this, but here's here's the medals, okay? Obviously, we knew it was coming if it was going to be a high score challenge. We got the 2 swords there, the key art 6 and 7, which is 21%, and then the older medals are 14%. And of course, they had to make the Halloween Sora a 14% medal. So you don't really need to do pulls if you're buying VIP. Keep all your Soras separate and just put like 3 of them on your Keyblade with a ×3 buffer and your main damage dealer. See how far you can go. If not, take away 1, so on and so on. If you guys have Illustrated Roxas or Nominee, if you guys have Nominee, you're golden. You are golden. She can copy anything in the bottom there, and this is where it made me laugh. Tier 2s, guys. Okay, so you're thinking, oh yay, they brought back some medals that are not pullable medals. Like, I don't need to do pulls to get these. Now, it's great because a lot of us have these medals. A lot of us have these 10% medals, which is perfect. The thing that I'm laughing at is that it's not really them saying, oh, we heard your cries, so here you go. Here's 10% medals that are not part of the pulls. What it really is doing is promoting their tier 2 Nova deal. So basically, I am pretty sure nobody pulled for this, or like 3% of the population in this game pulled for it. And they're like, shit, we made a really shitty banner. So they added tier 2s, even the tier 2s that are on the cover of this banner for the high score challenge. So they got so desperate, they attached this to the high score challenge. I'm not complaining because a lot of people have these tier 2s, which is totally fine. But guys, do not go out and pull for this banner to get 10% for this. I wouldn't. Just spend, like I told you guys, this is my free to play account, so you can't see the 1900, but see this one right here. A lot of people are getting really good pulls. A lot of people are getting key art 7, and not even that. If you guys can see right here, if you get a tier 4 or tier 5, it comes pre-dotted from 1 to 3 dots, and eventually this becomes 1900. So if you're gonna pull for this high score challenge, in this deal you get tier 2s. So do not come down here and fall for this trap. Just pull for the other one, guys. It's 1900 after 5 pulls, and in those 5 pulls you probably get everything you need for this high score challenge. That's if you want to compete high. I'm obviously going to make some setups so we don't have to spend any jewels in this. I'll try to make you guys top 5,000, but like every other high score challenge these days, before it was different, in the past it was different, these days to be top 5,000 you have to at least pull once and get a percentage medal. If you guys don't get a percentage medal, then you're obviously going to have a hard time. You also need a friend medal that's 21%. So you need 2 requirements. 1 pull of your own 10% medal, and you also need a 21% medal to be top 5,000. It might change. It's going to change in the future. It's going to get harder and harder. But at the moment, from all the past high score challenges, as long as you had your own percentage medal, you were fine. And it didn't have to be the 21%. But either way, guys, I laughed so hard when I saw that. I was like, they're so desperate for that Nova deal they did for 2,000 jewels that they added tier 2s. That's how I see it. It's probably a whole nother reason. If next high score challenge they don't have 10% medals like this, then you guys know what they did for this high score challenge. If not, then they finally brought back some older medals, which is great. I had a good time looking at that. I was like, oh, they got desperate. Nobody bought their banner. They got real desperate. To end off this video though, I'm going to do a run of the high score challenge at 0%. I'm not going to add any of the medals, and I'm just going to use a cleanup medal. I'm gonna use a power setup here, guys, for this. This is gonna be my first high score challenge run. I usually just do this to see what's going on in there, and then later on I make strategies for you guys with different setups. So you don't have to worry about that. I will make different setups Everything will be coming. But my main damage dealer for this one is going to be Hercules and Phil, because it does one single hit, meaning I can hit every enemy and not worry about over buffing or under buffing. I can just buff as much as I want on this guy and go in. If you guys don't know, if you're new to my channel, medals that do multiple hits, if all those hits don't land, you actually lose score in the high score challenge. So let's say you use Zigbar B and you're trying to take out the little guys with Zigbar B, but only 2 of his hits land. Let's say you're supposed to get 10,000 if all 6 landed. You start taking away for everyone that doesn't land, and you end up like 4,000 or 3,000 or 2,000, depending how many hits actually landed. The more runs I do and pies I do, you'll understand what I'm talking about. But medals with multiple hits are not actually really that good to use unless you buff and debuff properly. So either way, you can get away with it, but you guys most likely want a good multiplier on your high score challenge main medal. Your MVP medal has to have a good multiplier, a good guild, chips, and on a good Keyblade slot. That's how you get the best score. The more damage, the more score. There's a little bit more than that, but let's just go for a pilot. I'm going to go in with power, so hopefully there's different routes. I heard rumors there's different routes for my buddy Anthony, so we'll see if he's not lying to me. So 2 general strength times 3, my Kyrie to restore my SP because Hercules costs 5, so I need a way to restore some SP. And if I can't one turn everything, I have Vex and B here who's going to help me out. So, what does he got on here? Attack boost 4 with 1,000 strength, which is good. That's perfectly fine with me. So we're going to go in 0% and see what's going on, guys. So this is the first look at... So it is. There is 3 routes. So this is the power routes. I don't care about this one. I'm going to use buffers here. I'll test it out later which one's the best ones to use. But for now, let's just try to kill everything. I'm going to use power versus power, magic versus magic, so on and so on, and try to get a good score out of this. I'll try to squeeze the best score possible, but most likely I won't be able to do it. I'm going to use Kyrie here just to restore my SP. And, oh, was that? So I'm going right. I almost didn't pay attention to what I was doing. So right is speed. Here's our first enemy. I'm not going to worry too much about trying to save. I think this is going to kill them. Oh, it doesn't kill him. That's perfect. But this is AoE, so I can't do this buff because I'll kill that one guy. So I'm not going to do it. Same thing with my Kyrie. It's AoE and it doesn't a fixed amount, so I can't buff more than times 3. But that's good enough. There you go. Because I did times 3 and I did 1 hit on everybody, I'm at 127,000 so far. So if you guys kind of understand what I was talking about before. So I'm just going to keep clearing stuff out. I'm going to buff as much as I can. That doesn't do too much damage. Hopefully this doesn't kill them. No, and I think I can get away with a Kyrie here. So I get to fully buff my Hercules, which is perfect. And there you go. And because my MVP has attack boost 3 max, I'm going to get the best score possible out of this setup. So we have a level 100 here. Let's see if my buffs... Ooh. A times 3 buffer is better than Kyrie. So I'll skip out. I can probably get away with Kyrie here. I'm probably going to lose score here if this dies. It didn't die. Perfect. So I want to make sure they survive, so this guy's 1 hit. Because it's 1 hit, I get the full score possible. Or at least I think that's how it works. It's been working out pretty good for me all these times, so I'll just stick to my strategy. If I learn more later on, I'll teach you guys. This guy has a general defense up, so I'm actually going to do less damage. And I'm not sure if this is the one if you do 2 turns that buff disappears. But that's totally fine. I'm okay with, I guess, losing. I can get more score out of this if I get rid of that buff. I just know that. If I get rid of that buff, I'll get more of a score. So I'm going to see later on if I can 2-turn that guy and take away that shield. I hate these desert levels because you guys got to walk around very randomly. There's no like set path, so you don't know where everything is. You just got to keep walking up and down until you find them. So first room, is that everything for the first room? So it's multiple rooms. Let me just grab these because I'm pretty sure we're not going to be able to get back. So we cleared out everything, I guess, in this room. Hopefully I didn't miss something. I hope I didn't miss anything. And we'll continue onwards. So now from this point, I don't have to be careful because the enemy's HP is a lot larger. So I can get away with just activating all the buffs and not worrying about it. And then Hercules and Phil is going to dominate. So I'll probably get a really good score out of this for now until everyone else figures out how to do the best score possible with their setups. I feel like there's going to be like hidden enemies down here or something. There's a big group. There's an invisible. Ooh, a level 300 invisible. See, remember when I told you Lexius, I was like, I want negative 60% aerial on him? Is because enemies like these guys are really tough and their speed. So that's why I wanted that negative 60% aerial. So I got a more than enough damage there though. That was good. Making sure nothing's missed. There feels like there's no enemies. Where is everything? Is that the last enemy there? The helicopter fleet? If it is, I should have been really careful, because I'm probably not going to be able to pass this helicopter fleet in one turn. Actually, it's only a level 350. Let's see. Let's see if I can pass it. I'm going to do times 6 buff here, Kyrie, and then if I have to use my Nova, that's where I'll use my Nova. Hopefully there's not another room full of stuff, but there isn't another room. No, this looks about right. This looks about right. I'm going to check out the score after. So I'm going to Nova here. I don't think I have enough. But I'm pretty sure the next room is going to be the last enemy, the little target enemy, which is usually a shadow or an egg. I forgot to look in the starting. I'm so sorry. But let's see if attack boost 4 goes off. It doesn't go off. Hopefully I have enough damage off my friend metal. Ooh, I think I do. I do. We're good, guys. We're good to go through. So we're looking at 4 point... we could probably get 5 million with 0%. We could probably get 5 million with 0%. I'm pretty sure. If I run that a little bit better, I could probably get 5 million if I change my setup around. I can't use Kyrie here too because it'll take it out in one shot. Oh, but I can't use my Hercules and Phil either. Oh, I just screwed up. That's okay. I'll tap it here, whatever. I could have got a better score. So I'm pretty sure on a perfect score run at 0%, I could probably squeeze out 5 million. So let's say 5 million is our base. You can definitely squeeze out more than 5 million if you had a better MVP medal as well. Like Hercules and Phil's multiplier is only a 3.3, times that by 2, but yeah. So we got our first Aladdin at 3 million. Let's go check out the rewards, check out the tiers, and check out the ranking, and I'll end the video here. And then later on, I'll come up with some strategies. Like that's a strategy right there, guys. You just got to add 10% medals after, so on. So that puts me in the top 5,000 at 3,485. Let's take a sneak peek at someone else's. So I don't know. You can't really take sneak peeks because when they change your keyblades to do something else, you don't see what they use for this. So for rewards, to get the main medal is only 7.2. 7.2. So I don't think this would be too hard to get that 7.2. A thing I hate about this is that most likely if I go look at rewards, the medal we're going to get for making top 1,000 is not going to be separate, so we can't get many rolls on traits. So it's probably going to be these two and one more copy. So only 2 chances at traits, just like the Mickey and Minnie Mouse. But to get a Boo, a Lion and a Boo, we got 1 copy there. We got 2 copies, 3 copies, and then we got 1 copy here. So 4 copies in total. So just like everything else, there, if you guys make 7 million, I'll make a high score challenge run for that. If you make 7 million, you have 3 trait rolls to get double attack or extra attack. So for rewards, most likely, yeah, there you go. It comes pre-orbed. You can't see it because of my head, but it comes pre-orbed, and I kind of really hate that because I wish they were separate so we had more rolls on traits. So they're kind of cheating us out on this. They're trying to, I don't know why they did this. Well, I know why they did this for reprint banners later on, but these medals should be separate. If we work hard enough to make top 1,000 or top 2,000, we should get 3 copies separate so we can at least roll traits. I don't know why they haven't switched this over yet. They really need to do that. But here we go. Again, 3 orb, 2 orbed. We're missing out on trait rolls because of this, which really sucks. So if you're not top 1,000, you're not going to get an extra 2 rolls. You're only going to get an extra 1 roll on top 5,000. Oh, even top 10,000 and so on. So that's not bad. You got an extra roll there, so we don't have to make top 5,000 for just the Abu one. I think it's always been like that, but I'm just talking about traits now, so it's clicking in. But yeah, I really don't like that it's separate. I mean, not separate. I really wish that these weren't pre-orbed and they were separate so we can roll more traits. But that's the high score challenge. I'm definitely going to try to make on my main account, I'm going for top 1,000. I'm going to find a setup to make top 1,000. On this account, I just want to make top 5,000. So right now I'm in a comfortable position. I probably have some 10% medals. My friends are probably going to share some 21% medals, hopefully. If nobody pulled in, then I'll probably pull the weight and do a couple pulls just because I'm always feeding off my party. Or I could probably just use a 14% medal if I really wanted to. Worst case scenario, and I'll 2-turn the helicopter fleet with Vex and B here. Vex and B will take care of me. Or let's say if you guys don't have Vex and B, put another medal there that does damage and use a friend medal Vex and B so that you don't die from the helicopter fleet. So if you don't have a good defensive medal, use your friend's defensive medal. If you don't have a good power medal, use your friend's power medal. So I don't see any 21%, but remember that you got, oh, look at that. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I want it. But remember, if you guys keep resetting, you'll find different random frame medals down here. So maybe if you keep resetting enough, you'll find a 21% key art. Who knows if you're lucky enough. But there you go, guys. That's a 0% run. I'm pretty sure with a better medal like Zigbar, Zaldin B, whatever, a higher multiplier than my Hercules and Phil here, you can definitely get over 5 million, even maybe 5.2. I might be exaggerating there, but you can definitely hit 5 million with 0%. And definitely over 5 million. So, if you guys don't know what I mean, that multiplier right there, if I was a 4.00 multiplier, we're looking at a bit of different damage. It does have to be single hit to do what I did, but I'm pretty sure 5 million. That's everything though. That's the coverage. We got some free jewels all week, 200 jewels per day, which is good. I don't know if I'm going to pull, but I'll definitely pull some setups to help you guys out. I'll do different setups. I'll use newer stuff instead of older stuff, just to make it easy for as much people as possible. But that's it for this video, guys. As always, thank you so much for watching. Keep on smiling, and I'll see you in the next one.